Like I said, Ryan, I will say it a second time. Let's get this show on the road. It's
Let's do
Phil,
it.
Phil with Sarah alongside Ryan Renner. Listen up, presented by Dempsey's and Sportsland. Ryan, the final last check-in of 2022 as the UConn Huskies. Well, first of all, let me rewind before we move into this last check-in and obviously predictions at the end. Game MVP. Oh boy. And what an incredible job you did on that last recap. And I tell you what, I was just my take since I missed the game recap, which nobody really cared. We just want to see your face. We get it. No, but all jokes aside, man, that actually opened my eyes up, not just a little bit, a lot. I mean, not only about Aaliyah, congratulations to Aaliyah Edwards, her double.
Yeah.
Um, that's that, but I mean, what had me just totally stunned the fact that Creighton could not even get to 50 points. So that was, I mean, I did see your recap. You did an incredible job. And yeah, I like every game recap, like everyone knows, probably figures, well, Phil won't know what to say on every game recap. I know it seems that way, but in this last recap, I really would have been speechless because I don't think there was even some of our subs that said, well, I didn't have a clue it was going to turn out like this.
No, I don't think many people thought it was going to turn out like
No.
that. And like I said in the recap, especially with the way Creighton always shoots the ball, averaging 9 threes a game, they're just such a talented offensive team. Had the home crowd advantage with the sold out stadium, and for UConn to go in there with only 7 players, not having Aubrey and Amari available, it was truly incredible. It really was. They were just able to go into Omaha and just blow out a Big East team that was really hot this season. So amazing job by UConn.
Let's go and move into this last check-in presented by Dempsey's and Sportsland. Ryan, we have Marquette in Connecticut, the last game of 2022 as we flip the calendar. Ryan, what do you like and don't you like about this matchup? I think that there's plenty to like when it comes to UConn, right? I have them winning this game easily, but again, as they move up in the rankings at number 8, Marquette, I saw where Marquette was previously ranked just for about a week or two, maybe at number
Yeah.
24 or 25, but then they dropped out of the top 25. Marquette, definitely another one of those teams that is I wouldn't say full of talent, but I mean they definitely have a ball team over there. But again, with what UConn is coming off of, especially with Aaliyah Edwards, something that we did not ever expect. So basically, I mean, there's players on this team we know they're capable of it, but first everybody's saying, well, AZ, you know, her first Paige Beckers is down for the year, and then the torch is handed down to AZ. But now it seems like even when AZ comes back, is that torch going to be held in Aaliyah Edwards' hands and not move?
Yeah, and why not both, right? Why not?
Why not
Hopefully
both? Exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
hopefully they can both share it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But Marquette Golden Eagles 9-4 on the season, like you said, previously ranked for 1 week at 24 and then dropped off. They've lost 2 in a row. And lost a really tough game against Villanova on Wednesday night by just 2 points, a very heated Big East matchup. Head coach Megan Duffy in her 4th year coaching the team. She's proven to be a pretty good hire for Marquette, leading them to runner-up finishes in the regular season and conference tournaments. They've won 23 games. They won 23 games last year, made it to the NIT Sweet 16. The starting lineup roster, starting 5, led by standout senior guard Jordan King, leads the team in scoring, assists, and steals per game. King is joined by guards Rose Kuma and Nia Clark, who is a transfer from Xavier. Forwards Chloe Murata and Liza Carlin round out the starting 5. 2 very, very talented forwards. So the starting 5, in my opinion, pretty talented 5 players, if you ask me. Off the bench for the Golden Eagles, we got guards Emily LaChapelle, Claire Cafes, hopefully I'm saying that right, Claire Cafes, and Mackenzie Hare. The forwards include Kennedy Miles, Juliana Akusun, Micaiah Williams, and Chiara Smith. So I'm not sure if we'll see an appearance from all of those players off the bench, but maybe if it's a big enough blowout, we might see a lot of Marquette's bench on Saturday evening, which I think it's probably a good chance that that might happen. I don't think this game's going to be close, like you said, not predicting this game to be close whatsoever. Marquette's a good team, but I don't think they're nowhere near the level to be able to compete with the UConn Huskies.
My two big keys to this matchup, and then we'll get into predictions and cut it short because I know you want to enjoy your New Year's Eve holiday weekend. I want to enjoy mine just as everybody else does. Ryan, Jordan King. I saw Jordan King, the senior 5'11", out of, it looks like Rockton, Illinois, I believe. Hopefully I'm right on that. But Ryan, she has really stepped up for this team. She leads them, I believe, in points, blocks, I think. So she's really all around the court. So if you can provide a nice presence as far as defensively for shutting down Jordan King, I think that's a big key in this one. And you mentioned against Creighton. Creighton shot their first three-pointer. It said finally hits its first three-pointer with 5:52 left in the half. So it was what, in the second quarter, because you was able to see the game.
Yeah.
And so again, that's my second key to this game is how do they shut down Marquette with the big 3-point shots, limiting the 3-point shots? Because we already know what I'm starting to see is, and what I like about this UConn Huskies team, we're starting to see them go on runs again. And not only go on runs in the third and fourth quarter, because back when UConn was just completely dominating, when Paige Beckers and company, the whole staff was fully healthy, Ryan, man, I mean, you had maybe some games at halftime, within UConn by 10, but Ryan, towards the end, what we're used to seeing, and no, we don't take it for granted. I'm sure they don't up there in stores either. What we're used to seeing is final score, Huskies 100, opposing team 70. Yeah. And that's what we're starting to see again. The spotlight is on the old time Huskies, if you will. So that's what I'm going to keep my eye on in this one, is limiting the 3-point shots for Marquette. Not only that, how do the UConn Huskies respond and go on runs, no matter, we're talking about specifically Marquette here, but down the stretch when it's close ball games at halftime, because the third and fourth quarters, man, I can't put enough emphasis on it. And you even told me, and I'm sure people's heard this a million times, especially in sports, it's not how you come out and start, it's how you finish.
Yeah, it is. And we've seen UConn a couple of times earlier in the year kind of struggle when coming out of halftime and let the teams kind of catch up with all the turnovers, poor shooting decisions on offense, and not so great defense in the second half. So I think that's going to be a really key for this team going, like you said, down the stretch, not only for this game against Marquette, but as we move forward in the season. And I think for every game moving forward as well, it's going to be the turnovers. I think we're going to continue to talk about that. Like I said on Wednesday night, I thought UConn did a better job on offense, limiting all the turnovers. So if they can continue to, just like I keep saying, getting a little better each and every game by limiting the turnovers, but if they play like they did against Marquette moving forward, I'm not sure if they're going to lose any game besides maybe the one against South Carolina. I think that's going to be a really highly anticipated matchup. I can't wait until February for that one. But if UConn plays the way they did against Creighton moving forward, against these Big East teams and against Tennessee teams like that, I just can't see them losing, really.
Let's go over to comments very quickly. The first one, I want to lead this one off on a high note, man. Andrea goes, can this channel just be Ryan? Fabulous analysis, and you can see the prep you put into it. Love it. Keep going. Well, you told me, Ryan, we all knew I would be the enemy in Stores, Connecticut when I put that Maryland jersey on. We all know that you actually love it, but you won't admit it. Ryan and I love it. All right, but we do admit it. But Ryan, let's keep the emotions off to the side until March Madness.
Yeah, well, thank you. I definitely appreciate it. I definitely try to do my best on all the recaps and sitting there watching the game, just jotting down anything I can. So I love watching all the games and trying to give my best analysis.
Yeah, and again, Ryan, we love the heated discussions, but hey, you can't put the pressure on Phil because Phil loves March Madness. We live. Don't tell me if I'm wrong, Ryan. I mean, am I the only one that lives for March Madness? I don't think so.
Think we all do. We all do.
Do we all live for, not to take anything else away from this roster, but do we all live for Paige Becker's moments? I think that we do.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, let's get down to how about Chris Petrillo? I have 3 concerns with UConn. Once again, they had far too many turnovers. They will have to clean this up before March. They have to do a better job of defending the 3-pointer. It wasn't so much, well, I just pointed that out, Ryan. It wasn't so much an issue in this game, but it will be against better teams. Finally, they had to come out with more energy in the second half. We just said that. Sometimes they take their foot off the gas at the beginning of the second half. Other than that, another great win, and I expect they will only get better, as it looks like AZ will be back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with everything they just said. The turnovers, 3-point defense, it wasn't a concern against Creighton, but it has been before. And I'm sure, like they mentioned, it will be as we play some more tougher teams like Tennessee and definitely South Carolina. But hopefully AZ can come back, like they said, sooner rather than later. I wish I could give some news here today, but we've been trying to do these last check-ins. We did them 2 days before. Now we're doing them a day before, and we still can't get news right before we come on. I'm sure it'll come on, or we'll get it right after we post the video. Like always, that's just our luck. But yeah, hopefully AZ can come back maybe next week, possibly. So that would be a huge boost to UConn for sure.
How about one more? Jason D'Amico, reality check. Caroline D, re-injured neck or head. Nika slammed head on the floor. She will feel it in the morning for sure. Dorka injured her hip and aggravated her thumb. Ayana P busted up finger pregame. Inez Betancourt took elbow to the face in practice. Aubrey G, COVID. UConn cannot sustain this kind of iron woman basketball for long. At some point, Gino is going to have to turn down the fire during practice to protect these women, or else they will not make it to March healthy enough to put up a fight. We can't keep playing with 7 players. You are risking even more injuries by doing so. I'm not sure how to solve that problem, but it is a problem. Good recap, Rye. Peace. Before we head out, before you break down that comment, just for me, Ryan, for my sake, please tell me, include 2 things in your analysis on Jason D'Amico's comment. Don't we have a bigger issue than me putting on a Maryland jersey and or watching or not watching the ball games? Come on, man. That's what I've been trying to tell you all along, Ryan. Now analyze Jason D'Amico's comment.
Yeah, well, I mean,
oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, UConn got beat up in that game. When I was watching it the whole time, I was just thinking, let's just go on the bus and get out of Omaha and get back to Stores. And like Jason said, I mean, Ines got beat up, got hit in practice. She played with a bandage on her face. Ayana got beat up a little bit. Dorka took a couple hard falls to the floor, and Gino had to call a timeout because you could just tell the whole team was tired. And after Dorka fell to the floor. So a little beat up, but that's been the whole story for the past 2 years, really, for UConn. So hopefully when we get AZ back and UConn can try to continue to just heal up a little bit as we move deeper into the season.
Yeah, so there it is for Marquette. Jordan King leads the team with 15 points a game and then assists per game with around 4 Jordan King. And then you have field goal percentage. That's Chloe Morota, about 45 shooting from the floor, Ryan. So should be interesting. Back down to predictions, and then we will head on out of here. Ryan, it's interesting because I had UConn on the over in the last game, over the amount of points that they scored, but yet I also had Creighton scoring way more than they did. I'll go ahead and tell you MVP, Aaliyah Edwards. How could you not pick that player right now? She is on fire for UConn. Let's go ahead and go 82-65. 82-65, UConn over Marquette, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bigger blowout than what you just predicted. Actually, I'm
Oh, you have
going
over 100.
not quite over 100. I'm gonna
Okay.
go 91-64 UConn in this one. Player of the game. I'm also gonna go Aaliyah. Like we always used to pick AZ. Now we're picking Aaliyah all the time. But Aaliyah, she's just on a tear. We like I said in the recap. I mean, I'm really just speechless about how Aaliyah's on this tear right now. How she's continuing to play. So
Yeah.
Aaliyah Edwards MVP yet again.
Yet again. And how about yet again? We end this podcast and end this show with a bang, just like the UConn Huskies want to end 2022 with a bang. And that would be a big old blowout against Marquette. Ryan, I will see you tomorrow, New Year's Eve, last day of 22 for the final game recap.